Today we're honoring a very special person who has continually gone above and beyond with an incredible sense of passion and community. Over the years, he has not only been involved with many community organizations, but has also taken extraordinary measures to help those who could use a little help. He is generous, he is kind, and we are so appreciative of the impact he has made at A Loving Spoonful. He finds treasures on an ordinary day and inspires others to do better. Today, I'm very happy to welcome David Mccann as an honorary board director of A Loving Spoonful. David? This is for you.
Thank you. Before I start, can you hear me? Before I start, I'd like to thank someone else who's given 20 years of their life to helping people with HIV/AIDS. I lost countless friends. If I divided this room in half and you looked at each other, I was going to hold a family reunion of friends in Toronto one time, and two of us sat down and drew up a list. And we looked, when we had the list, there was about 104 people on it. And we casually walked by the Church Street Community Center and decided that maybe we could whittle the list down a little by looking at the AIDS Memorial behind it. And of the 104 names on our list, 98 were on that memorial, and 2 are on the Vancouver Memorial. We never had that reunion. And that's why I do what I do. It honors their memory. And Maxine Davis is here. She's just retired as the executive director of the Dr. Peter Center. She's helped so many improve their lives, and she's helped so many people whose passings be easier. Maxine, thank you. It's an honor to get this award, but in many ways it's not mine. It belongs to countless people. Josh DeWitt was the first person that I saw when I came to Vancouver. I needed a vaccine for tetanus, and he said, "You have a choice. I have a needle that I give to blue whales and a little tiny needle that I give to volunteers." And he taught me that volunteering is painless. I took the little needle. Other people, such as Jennifer Hatch, Clement Lau, Adam Higgs, Jacob Butler, who really taught me to believe in Santa Claus and angels. People like Easter, who I called one day and said, "I accidentally bought a steer at the PNE auction, and would you like it?" And I got this very strange silence on the phone. And she said, "Who's this?" And she said yes, and that led to my 20 years of giving animals from the PNE auction to A Loving Spoonful for the food program. People like Christopher Bennett, who taught me that the power of words can move mountains, and I thank him for that. And probably most of all that I'd like to thank is my sister Valerie, who I lived at the farm at the end of a dead-end road for years. Basically, it just hurt too much to be around people. I'd lost too many friends. And she brought me here and gave me you. She gave me back my life. They might find having me on the board a little tough because I'm a bit of an independent character. But I do take my responsibility seriously, so I have a couple of announcements. Are you sitting down, Lisa? The first one is I was over in a barn on Vancouver Island not too long ago, helping clean out a bunch of stuff that had been stored away there for years. And I found a number of pieces of art that the family very graciously gave me to give away. Some of them Lisa has had in auctions in the last little while, but two pieces I sent to Sotheby's in New York. One of them was a Roy Lichtenstein, and the other was a Washerman. The Lichtenstein has just sold, and the Washerman is coming up for sale on the 4th of December. I am anticipating that a loving spoonful from that family's generous donation, the John Keith King family, will be somewhere between $40,000 and $50,000. And if you ask my bank manager, Amin, who's here from the Bank of Montreal, he will tell you that almost $30,000 of that is already in my bank account, right? Where are you? He's confirming. The second one is, I do this in honor of Joe Average. Joe has been one of the most generous donors of art to the myriad of functions that I've been involved in over the years. So in honor of Joe, I'm going to commission a stained glass piece of One World, One Hope to go in one of two iconic buildings, either St. Paul's Hospital or the new building on the corner of Burrard and Davie Street. It will be somewhere between 12 by 12 or 20 by 20 square feet. It is going to be an iconic piece that will honor Joe's contributions and also the message, one world, one hope. We build too many barriers between people, and I know Joe believes they should all be torn down, as do I. In addition to that, I'm going to commission 24 smaller pieces. All those 24 pieces will be given to 24 community groups, and one of them will go to a loving spoonful. They can use them for fundraising purposes, or they can keep them in their office as a symbol of hope. And I'm hoping that others will join me. We set up a small committee already to start on that project. I'm approaching the city this week. The hospital is already very interested, St. Paul's Hospital. And I think that would be a loving memory of an incredible message. The other thing in honor of Joe's contribution, I'm going to make a 5-year commitment of $75,000, $15,000 a year towards their meal program. And I'm going to give it... Thank you. And I'm going to give you a challenge.
I didn't hear that again. I didn't get it the first time. What is it?
This is only for Easter because she never listened to me in the past. Over the next 5 years, I'm going to be giving $15,000 a year, $75,000 in honor of Joe Average, to a Loving Spoonful's food program. I missed something. I'm not quite sure what it is. Oh yes, I did match the 5,000, and I'm going to challenge you guys to match the 10,000 today. You don't have to send your check today. You can put it in the mail. I recently had a very dear friend of mine pass away at the tender age of 111 years, 6 months. Her name was Mary Senior. She was a teacher. She was an incredible human being. I opened a box of letters that she got over the years, about this big, from hundreds of her former students. And she taught me that practicing random acts of kindness and senseless acts of beauty makes a difference in this world. So the message I'd like to take away, you all to take away today, is go out and practice a random act of kindness. Practice senseless acts of beauty, because together we can make gentle the world. Thank you.
David Mccann.
Good afternoon, David. How you doing?
I'm great today. It's a fun day.
Yeah, good to see you. It's been a long time.
It has. I haven't seen you in a couple of years.
Yes, great. So you're here at the annual World's AIDS Day luncheon today, and I understand you're getting something special here today.
I've just been informed that I'm going to be made an honorary director today, which just blows me away.
It's amazing and it's emotional. Now, can you take us sort of back to your connection to all of this?
I was at the P&E about 20 years ago, and was watching the 4-H auction, and I think I reached up to scratch my head, and I discovered that I'd bought a steer. So I called Easter on the phone, who was the managing director of that, and I said, "Would you like a steer?" And she said, "Are you drunk?" And then she said yes, and that was the start of me buying. I think that year I bought 7 steers and a couple of lambs and a couple of pigs, and I've been doing it annually ever since, and a whole bunch of other stuff for Loving Spoonful, and I guess they decided they'd reward me for all that.
That's fantastic. Now, we're looking forward to seeing it, and we understand you're going to be doing an acceptance speech on stage later.
Yes, they've just told me that.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we'll catch that on camera later. Thanks so much, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Awesome. Thank you, David. Thank you, David. Wonderful. Thank you. Good.